Welcome back to Sonic the Hedgehog 2. We tackle the rest of Casino Night Zone. I'll be wasting a bit more time here. This level's just too much fun to be in. Although I will have trouble with some of the slopes. So this is the slot machine that I know the most, because it's the most easily accessible. And I decided I'd give myself 5 spins to see what happens. That's nice. 3 bars get you 10 rings, I think that was. Maybe 20. If you get a bar in any other result, you get 2 rings. If you get 2 bars in a different result, that's 4 rings. If you get all Dr. Robotniks, you lose 100 rings. And as you will see. Don't worry, if you have less than 100, it doesn't kill you. But dang it. That was my 5th spin. You get a lot of rings if you get 3 jackpots. That'd be neat, but that's a rare result, so you're not likely to see it. Else it wouldn't be a jackpot. This slope right here always gives me such trouble. Like, I don't know if it's programmed differently or what, but it feels a lot like there's a lot more friction on that slope than there is in other slopes. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's just that one, you know? I was watching this before commentating, so that I knew what was happening, and well, since you insist, I guess I will, I will do some more spinning. I'll give myself 5 more, why not? Or not. I'll take this result. Sorry, I interrupted myself there with my gambling problem. I was reviewing the footage for commentary. I play really weird in this episode. I don't know, you'll see it more as things go along, but well, we're approaching the end of Casino Night Zone. The boss for Casino Night Zone is not one that's hard, but he always gives me some sort of trouble. Stop that, Tails. What are you doing? Dang fox. But it's really simple. You roll up the wall and you hit him. Don't use the bumpers. Never ever get on the bumpers. And the pattern's really easy. It's just I tend to mess up, and this is where it started. That's why you don't get on the bumpers, mind you, because you just can't get off of them. Oh. Oh, well, with that quick snipe hit there. Oh yeah, extra life. Oh, yeah, he usually gives me trouble, but not that much trouble. Tails, would you stop doing weird things? We'll move on to Hilltop Zone. I like this level a lot. I like its aesthetics. You know, we're up above the clouds and the mountains, and it's using Emerald Hill Zone assets, but it made the brown blue, and well, I can dig that. It'd be better if it wasn't for the music. Oh, well, thank God for that. I have about a few seconds of different, better music. See ya, Tails. Tails can be fun to mess with, even if it's unintentional. Yeah, I came down here for this, but I also kind of wanted to talk about those guys. I can't remember what those are called off the top of my head. I just call them the Loch Ness Monster, even though there's a bunch of them. But they're cool. They got their little snake necks and their heads, and you can actually stand on their bodies like a platform. So, isn't that nice? If Hilltop Zone was guilty of anything, it's maybe being a little bland, but I still really like the level overall. You know, not a whole lot's going on in it, though, unfortunately. It has some set pieces that are kind of neat and fun. Might even be stressful if I didn't know how to handle them. Like this, the lava's rising, and if you just spin out, you got no problems. Yeah, went a little too high there. I couldn't show off that weird checkpoint. Yeah, there's a checkpoint up there, and it's right before the goalpost. I figure that's only there for a Chaos Emerald attempt. But it's a really weird one. And I came out of that slope too high. I went too high. Normally the problem is I don't gain enough height. In that case, it was not enough length to my jump. Yep, see, you can stand on the back of them like a platform. They're so neat. They're like, I don't know, they don't do much and they're kind of boring, but they're also some of my favorite robots of Dr. Robotniks. Well, they're technically called Badniks, but I hate that name. I think it sounds retarded. Oh, this is another segment. You gotta be careful how you platform, because some of these will fall down and make things a lot harder. But as long as you stay ahead of the lava, you're fine. No big deal. Here's a bit of fun. I'm gonna spend too much time fucking with Tails here. Such a cruel fate. If you jump off here, there's an extra life. Yeah, I have more lives than anybody really needs when they know what they're doing. It's not like I intend on dying. I shouldn't be collecting all these lives. Just do a 3-life run and see what happens. Oh, I knew I could get 100. I promise you, if I know I can get 100, that's when I'll go out of my way for ridiculous rings like that. Here's another boss that I don't fight the normal way. I'll take a hit to do that, sure, whatever. Especially since I had a shield. But you can imagine what that means. A boss where there's a normal way to fight it, and a stupid little segment that I keep doing. Well, this is actually kind of entertaining because I haven't done this fight legally or legit in, you know, years, so... And Tails gets wrecked by Nessie. So here's that to enjoy. See, I was like, I'm gonna kill this dude. And then he hit me with his neck, and if that wasn't bad enough, I missed the platform. Darn it! You know, the regular playthrough I'm doing so good, and Tails, I just... Can't get 100. Won't go for those 4. It's pointless. Alright. So I get hit in a stupid way here, because I forgot that he does this. Because I don't see him do that normally. I almost got hit there, but... This is the fight. This is all he does. You know, I essentially went into this semi-blind, so it's not a hard fight at all. So that's nice. Oh. Props to you if you read that in a certain voice. Mystic Cave Zone. This level's cool. Again, there's only one level in the game that I hate. think it's like a mine or something. I don't know if they're mining here. But this level is, this level in particular is where the game starts to get a little hard. Now this one isn't the hardest level. No, this isn't the hardest level. It's just, it's the level that either gives me no trouble at all or gives me a really hard time, and I don't know, it just seems to depend on the day. Now the next level is where it always gives me trouble. Yep, don't walk on spikes, that's bad, generally considered. You know, this level's kind of neat. Like, it's got all kinds of neat stuff going on. I just, you know, I'm starting to play really weird, and it has all these like bridges that you need to drop so that you can proceed. And there's one pit in particular that I may or may not be showing off that is particularly notorious. And I was just getting my timing down, because those ones can be awkward to get around. Yeah, there's something down here. I wasn't feeling suicidal. I knew there was something there. 148 rings. Sometimes I try to get rings a little too hard. There's a lot of rings in Mystic Cave Zone. Like, in this level, I'll get up to the 90s, take a hit, and then get back up to the 70s. Like, there's a lot of rings in Mystic Cave Zone. I think they were intending this to be special stage heavy. Like, they would expect you to find the goal posts, checkpoints. That's what they're called. I think that's what they were expecting you to do. And then you have a lot of rings, and you have a lot of chances to get those last few. As the game's getting harder, it's going to be harder to even get to special stages from this point on, so well, I guess that gives you incentive to memorize this level, except this level's not really easy to backtrack in, so and fun fact, if you're really skilled and you know how to do things, you can get all 7 Chaos Emeralds in the first level of the game. So that's nice. Now these fireflies. I hate these fireflies. One, sometimes they just come out of nowhere like that, and two, when they're glowing like that, they're invincible, and you can't even roll into them or jump into them. Even if you have your invincibility frames on for taking a hit, you'll just phase right through them. When they're not flashing, they're vulnerable to damage. But they're the biggest headache in this level. Because they're small, they're hard to see, they come out of nowhere. And you're moving fast, or at least you're supposed to be moving fast. I'm kind of moving a little slow. Now for this boss fight, he's drilling into the ceiling, and Tails will mess up my rhythm, so I just go kamikaze on him. You know, with this boss fight, once you take a hit, just use them invincibility frames. Tails, would you stop being weird? Seriously. What are you doing? Kind of looks like I'm slapping him on the head. But I will show you the pit, and I will explain the pit. The pit is notorious, and some people don't seem to understand why. Because it's a pit, it's right here. You see, you'll be moving fast, and you'll jump across, and the bridge will block you. You're supposed to grab this lever here and drop it. It's not a bottomless pit, though. It has a bunch of spikes at the bottom. And I've heard the argument said that, well, that's essentially a bottomless pit. And you're not wrong. If you go down there, you die, because it's impossible to jump out of. It's too low. But for very special circumstances, if you have an invincibility power-up, or are currently supersonic, the spikes won't kill you. And so you have to wait for the sweet embrace of death to take you. In a supersonic's case, that can be a while. So who's ready for my unpopular opinion? Oil Ocean Zone. I hear this level get a lot of praise. People like the music. People like this level. I hate this level. I think this level's garbage, actually. Not only does it suffer from, you know, absolutely ridiculous enemy placement, like bullshit enemy placement. Tails, would you stop doing weird things? You frickin' sorcerer, knock it off. Before I call an exorcist. I'm sorry, just Tails keeps doing weird things and distracting me from ranting about Oil Ocean. Okay. I hate its color palette, I hate its aesthetic, I hate the music, I hate its enemy placement, I hate everything about this level. It's just not a good level in my opinion, but I am in the minority there, so... You know, a lot of people like this level, a lot of people like its gimmicks, and a lot of people like its music. I just don't. I'm on top of the wall. Not sure what happened there. Oh, sorry. But anyway, that means that the level I one of the levels I don't hate is Metropolis Zone. A zone that a lot of people don't seem to like. And I'll grant you it has bullshit enemy placement too, as well as some ridiculously unbalanced enemies, but overall I dig the level. Enemies be damned. You know, and that one was my own fault, but you know, why was he there of all places? I guess you could ask the question, why is any enemy in their respective location, but well, that's it for this episode. Take that unpopular opinion and agree or disagree. I'll see you next time when we finish off Oil Ocean Zone with a boss that's kind of neat. Alright, see ya.